Mark Meadows from Something Good, Once Upon a Purple Night, Paul Bolenbach, Warren Wolf, Brent Brickhead, Christy Dashiell, and secondly Eric Kennedy and Eric Wheeler on the bass. And we have Mark on the line right now. Mark, welcome to WPFW.
Glad to be here with you, man. Thanks for inviting me on this amazing show.
Well, thank you. Yes, indeed. So, Mark, Something good lineup of musicians here. You got Paul Bolenbach coming back to the area, Warren Wolf coming over from Baltimore. How'd you assemble the folks?
Oh man, I assembled the folks just based off of picking the all-star band, picking the best band I could ever dream of as a then actually college student at Peabody Conservatory. All the guys in this album are pretty much, for the lack of a better word, my idols. You know, the people that I really look up to. I looked up to them back then, and I still do to this day.
So you're going to be working at the Hill Center next Wednesday with Marshall Keys, and we featured Marshall earlier in the show from his Times Aligned recording that. Paul Bolenbach's on it. Makes
sense to me.
Boy. So who's going to be with you guys next Wednesday?
On Wednesday, it'll be the guys that I often play with in my group, Romeir Mendez on the bass and C.V. Dashiell on the drums, and we'll be joined by Marshall Keys on the sax.
Okay. The Hill Center's a wonderful location. Have you performed there before?
I haven't had the pleasure of performing there yet, but I've been needing to cross it off the list. So
it's a wonderful center. How they've completely refurbished this old hospital building. I've taught a couple of courses there. I just finished the Duke Ellington class, and I've done some jazz survey courses. And another plug: my wife was participating in the art show. She had her quilts hanging on the wall a couple of times. So it's been
cool.
So it's been really neat. And Burnett Thompson has been curating a series of performances there. So even though he's in China right now, he sure made sure this interview was going to happen, didn't he?
Yeah. So
you have a new project coming out also, a new recording of singles. Tell us about that.
Oh, man, thanks. Yeah, I've got a single coming out actually tomorrow. It's entitled What Would You Do? It's a track that I hold very near and dear to my heart. It's just sort of my homage to the disenfranchised in our society, the people that don't have all the advantages and circumstances that some more privileged people do. And so it kind of incorporates, not only some intense, powerful lyrics, but the music and the band that I've assembled. We really created this sound that I think speaks to many different people. I've got of course, I'm rooted in the jazz and improv and speaking through my instrument, so it's heavy with harmonics and different harmonies and different melodies. But then I've also got a rapper who raps for a few bars on it, and I got John Lee on the guitar. Deacon Izzy is actually the rapper. C.V. Dashiell on drums. Romeir Mendez on bass. Rochelle Rice is doing some amazing vocal lines as well on the track. So it's something that I am extremely proud of. It's a very powerful song. The single is released tomorrow, and I've been going back and forth whether or not I chose the right song to release as a single. That's just because this one in particular is very powerful, it's very strong. But I think it's something that needs to be heard, and I thought I needed to get it out there as soon as I can.
Okay, now, with this new media environment, everybody's still doing CDs like an album, and
right.
They also put them up on iTunes or wherever, I guess. You can download stuff. So how is a single,
yes, sir.
How is a single coming out? How are you doing this?
The single will be available on iTunes. It'll be available on CD Baby. It'll be available on, it's a little secret teaser for some of you that might be listening. It's already on SoundCloud. And so, check it out on SoundCloud, and please support, if you can, tomorrow, and check out What Would You Do, available iTunes, CD Baby. For those of you that are on a little fixed budget, it's on Spotify as well. So, to me, this isn't about the money. To me, this is about the message, and, I hope the message gets out there. tomorrow.
Good. Okay. And now for a fuller album, you have, what are the plans on that?
Well, the full album is entitled To the People, and it's just that. It's my message to the people to spread peace, love, and understanding. Despite all of our many differences culturally, I think that if we all just understand each other, we can really make some progress with this social climate we're in. And that album, To the People, drops on April the 29th. I'm doing a CD release concert in D.C. April the 29th at Songbird. That's Songbyrd, Songbird, in Adams Morgan, 8 p.m. on Friday the 29th, which actually happens to be Duke Ellington's birthday.
Absolutely. That's going to
so the album's dropping on Duke's birthday.
Yeah, okay.
And speaking of Duke, I teach at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts, and I've got my jazz vocal ensemble who actually opened up for Kendrick Lamar. They're singing on the album. They're featured on 2 tracks.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So how's the course at Ellington coming along? Have you got really talented students that are coming out of there?
That school is just a amazing place that has some amazingly talented kids that I learned from, that I'm just honored to be able to try and shape as best I can, and it's a great experience working at Duke Ellington School of the Arts.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started in the music. So what got you hooked?
Oh man, well I guess my biggest influence is probably my dad, Gabe Meadows. He was actually a vocalist who lived in D.C. and sang in D.C. in the late 80s, early 90s. And he really got me. He's a jazz vocalist who just played jazz all the time when I was younger, and started playing classical piano by the age of 5. And I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my passion really until I started to really pick up jazz when I was about 15 years old.
And going back to this album that we're featuring tonight, Something Good.
Sure.
What prompted you to get this together? How did you decide, hey, it's my time now to produce a recording?
Well, I actually produced my first album when I was a senior in high school down in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. I'm proud. It's entitled "A Child Is Born." I don't promote it as much as I used to now, just because I think I've evolved quite a bit since high school. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, especially for a high school kid, I'm not ashamed of it by any means. And I guess when I was at Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore after I graduated, when I was in grad school, I thought, this last CD I have, it's not really an accurate representation of where I am now as a musician. So as soon as I, graduated Peabody Grad School, I got this album out entitled Something Good as soon as I could. And, I've been trying to stay busy ever since.
Absolutely. You certainly are around town a lot. So again, tell us about the gig next week at the Hill Center.
So the gig next week at the Hill Center, Marshall Keys, who he's a huge mentor of mine. I really looked up to him for quite some time, and just a hell of a saxophone player as well. The gig is under his name, but he's allowed me to be featured on the performance. We'll be doing a lot of songs from the album coming up, released on April 29th, To the People. And so I'll be doing a culmination of some of my old songs from Something Good and some new songs from To the People. We'll definitely do the single that you'll hear hopefully tomorrow entitled What Would You Do? So yeah, I'm really looking forward. We got Stevie Dashiell on the drums, in my opinion, the best drummer in the land, and Romeir Mendez, and another just incredible bass player, and of course the legend, the man himself, Mr. Marshall Keys.
Awesome. So we're looking forward to it also. So I will see you next Wednesday. We picked Rock With You for the next cut on Something Good. Who's featured on this one? Who's the feature on Something Good besides yourself?
Paul Bolenbach he takes a killer guitar solo that listeners don't turn the station until you hear this
solid
guitar solo.
Okay, so we're going to hear it now. Rock With You again. Mark Meadows with Marshall Keys at the Hill Center, located at 9th and Pennsylvania Avenue Southeast, right on Capitol Hill, right next to Barracks Row on 8th Street. This is at 9th in Pennsylvania, the Hill Center. It used to be the old Washington Naval Hospital. We'll see you then, Mark, and thanks again for calling in tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much.